1, 2, 3, SCA!
Okay, so, grip fighting. What am I actually looking for? I want to take him down. Great, that's a great point. I know a bunch of takedowns, I know a bunch of throws, right? But if I just go right, I'm going to hip throw him. Like, I've got to get into a position like here to hip throw him. When I'm all the way out here, I can't just go, right, that's what I'm going to do, do it. Just turn around like, come on, I'm going to throw you, right? I've got to react to the reality of where I'm at. So what's going to happen is, first off, I need to connect him and get some grips. Yeah, if I'm going for a double leg, I need to set up and get his attention high. If I'm going for some kind of arm drag, I've got to be able to connect to this arm. Whatever is a good throw for me, might not be the best throw for you. So each of you, we've looked at a number of different throws. We're going to carry on looking at different throws and takedowns. You need to work out which the one that works for you, or the one or two that work for you, are your body type. You might be perfect for getting under someone and getting your hip thrown. Conversely, that might be the absolute hardest thing, that you've got long legs and it's quite easy for you to foot sweep you. Right? You've got to work out what works for you, what works for your game, what works for your style, what you like to do. That's why we call it a martial art, right? There's not just one, okay, follow these steps, A, B, C, and it'll make each of you invincible. The art is in working out what works for you and how you're going to combine this stuff together. Now, if I want to throw him, any of the throws or takedowns that I want to use rely on me having a certain set of grips and a certain relative body position. So I've got to get to there. So I'm looking for something, I've told you before, I do this. I go low and then come in high and get this high grip. Now that I've got this, I've got a nice post which protects me, and now I'm looking for getting some sleeve control. But he's also got a game plan. He's also got things he's looking to do, grips that he's looking for. They might be matched to mine, they might be something different. So I've got to both try and enforce my game, but also react to what he does. So maybe I'm going for this grip here, but he beats me to it. He can just take an inside grip that side, okay? So if I just grip over the top here, that's easy for me to get that grip. But this isn't a powerful grip. We've talked about this before. This grip is dominated by his grip, and you had it perfectly right. It's because he's got the inside grip. You know, if I lift up, he's got a free shot on my legs, right? If I go down, well, he's got quite strong arms. Conversely, if he lifts up, my arm's going where he wants it to go. His grip dominates my grip. Okay? I don't want that. So we've got a grip situation here that's advantageous to him. I'm just going to swap it out. I'm going to go inside. Yeah, now I've got the dominant grip. He's not stupid. He's going to react to that. He's going to go inside. And we're going to play a really, it's like a little kid's game of pat a cake, right? But we've got another hand going on as well. So we're looking for grips on the other side. I'm looking for the grip that I want on the other side. We're fighting over here for what we want here, as we're also swapping our hands over here. And we're also changing our body position, and we're changing our feet. At a certain point, I get to where I want to be, for the takedown that I want to do. Like I've said to you, I like these grips because I use these a lot for the kind of throws that I use. These work really well for me. Coming in, these work really well for me. This doesn't have to be the grips that you're looking for, right? You might be looking for another set of grips. But the point being, if I've got a dominated grip and no grip on his sleeve, I'm not going to try and hip throw him from here because I have no, I've got no way of doing it. My first focus has to be to get to the grips that I'm looking for. Okay, I'm going to dominate this here. Right, lift this up, come around here. Okay, now I can come and go for my hip throw. But I've got to get to that grip set first. So we've looked at a few grip breaks. I think the first real simple exercise is just this one. Take a dominant grip, and he's just going to reverse those grips. So he's going to take a grip inside. So just swap your grip, take your grip inside. Yeah, just feel the fact that that dominates you. Okay? this arm to regain my control on this sleeve. And I'm going to go underneath there. Okay, now I'm back to, I can go to a sleeve grip. I'm back to a dominant set of grips. Okay, now reverse me. Yeah, okay. Yeah, perfect. Over the top, yeah. Okay, now your grips are better than mine. And now this gets a little bit more dynamic in real time. We can just move our feet a little bit, make it a little bit more real. There's a few pairs here, so let's not trip over each other. We just get some real movement. I'm dominating. You've got to change your grips. Okay. You don't like that grip? Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to immediately swim that. And look, just match your body position as I went for that. My body wanted to go for that throw. Yeah. I didn't do that consciously. I changed the grip and my body went, whoa, he's laser. Right? So just play around with this. We're just going to set the clock for a couple of minutes. Just being a partner. With a partner, just play at just changing these grips. Come in and grab some grips. Okay, I've got these. He's going to change the grips. Okay, I'm going back here. Okay, I don't want that grip. Okay, I've broken that grip. Okay, now I'm going to come back in. Very grip again. We're just going to play like this. Neither of us are going for takedowns, but we're making it a little bit more real, this interchange of grips. Because what happens so many times is, we drill a bunch of throws. You're really good at doing that throw if you're in the set position. You then get to a jiu-jitsu match and you slap hands and you go, yeah. And the two people circle and you before you get into the bullshit grip or whatever. Or the other guy's more dominant, just does his shit before you do your shit, now you're lying on the floor. Or you do what I do and just no, but we don't want that. I want you to get used to slap hands and start looking for grips. And then he's going to react to those grips and he's going to try and get his grips. Okay, I don't like that, okay? And that's all we're doing, is just playing around a little bit. Making it a little bit more real, okay? Any questions on what the drill is? It's a really valuable drill. There's a lot of technique in there, and a lot of it is just coming from getting used to reacting to the other person and moving. Okay, so let's give it a go. 3, 2, 1. Okay, thank you, that was it. I just wanted you to get a little bit of a feel for this movement. And you know, that's the kind of thing you could do. If you turn up and you're here a little bit early and someone else is here, just jump on the mat and play around like that for 5 minutes. Do that regularly, your takedowns will come up a mile just from getting used to getting the grips you want and exchanging the grips. And one of the biggest things that we have to get our head around is you've got to go a little bit country or western. You've got to know when to hold them and you've got to know when to fold them, right? If I've got a grip, this grip could be beneficial for me right up to a point where he uses it to move my arm somewhere I don't want it to be. Now it's become a problem for me. Now, even if I'm just holding this, if I hold this and you literally just walk out round past me, get my arm back there, my shoulder hurts. I don't know what to turn, I don't know what to move. I've got to react to you. And the only reason I've got to do that is because I held onto that grip out to here. You know, Martin got me with a wrist lock the other day. And he got me with a wrist lock, we were grappling, and I gripped in there, and he did the oldest trick in the book, went in there and wrist locked me, right? And I knew it, I knew what he was doing, I saw it coming, I just didn't let go quite soon enough, and we both laughed around it. He laughed more than me, I cried. But it was just the perfect case. I held that grip too long. The grip that was beneficial to start off with became negative to me. And there's no magic rule with when that happens. That is just experience of learning it, and an example there, 14, 15, 16 years, whatever. I got it wrong 2 weeks ago playing with Martin. Okay? So it really is just getting that experience and getting that practice. So now I said like unconventional with takedowns. So we've looked at some pretty technical takedowns and throws recently. There's a couple that are a little bit less flashy looking technical, but there is technique to them. And these rely on the two positions, two things that I like, and I want to not do this too hard on you, and I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do before I do it so you can brace against it. So one of them is snapping someone down, okay? And the snap down it's a wrestling technique I don't know if there's a judo name for it. There probably is. It's probably banned in judo now because it's effective. But it's like, if he's bending over, like, so he's stopping me getting to his legs, and he's using his arms to brace me, but I can get a grip on his sleeves, or ideally on his collar and above his neck. I can, look, just watch, just drop in my weight. I could force him downwards to the ground. So we're here, all I need to do is step backwards and pull him down, and I can flatten this guy onto the ground. He was doing everything right to stop me throwing him, getting his legs. I can't get in under there for a double leg because he's braced me out. I can't get a foot sweep going. I can't get under his arms because he's got these big beefcake arms here blocking me. But I can just get both of his collars and shoot, bring him to the ground. Remember where we were last week, or Tuesday? I just get around to my nice little wrestler's right here. Get around to this position. Or I can snap him down and go straight into some kind of a choke here. Yeah? Not super technical, very effective. Very annoying if you're the person being thrown. Okay, stop it, throw me. Boom! Okay, I need to the mat. We're going to work this with our partners. The person that's being jerked down with this snap down, be alive to it. I don't want anyone being so relaxed in their neck that you get a whiplash in the neck like someone's rear-ended you in the car, right? That's a potential. With a snap down, it's a jerky motion here. So if my neck isn't strong, it's a whiplash. We don't want that. So a couple of things. One, train your neck when you go to the gym. Bridges and stuff like that are really good. Two, just be alert. I tell you guys to be relaxed. And you've got to be relaxed, but you've got to be alive to start. So if he jerks me, my shoulders can come up, and I can react. Even though I'm going down, I'm protecting my neck just by using the musculature. Okay, so we're here, and we just get in this situation. We fought over our grips. I've got my inside grips, but he's getting his feet away from me, and he's leaning into me. It's a very typical Jiu-Jitsu reaction to me trying to judo here. And I am just going to step backwards. You see how I go up and down, like I'm shaking the crumbs off the tablecloth. Up and down, and I drop my body weight down. As I shake him up, I go down with my body weight. Combining my body weight and that inertia downwards will bring him to his knees. And that happens a lot. I bring him up, boom, he goes to his knees, okay? What I've got to be careful of is him going straight into a nice, launching into a nice double leg or a single. I've brought him down to my legs. I've then got to sprawl to stay here, and now I can react by coming up. So that's going to be what I want you guys to do, the full motion of what I want you to do. Yeah?
When he goes down, should he be doing like that break for you with the forward fall you had doing the other day, or no?
No, because you're going to get completely planted flat. What you're trying to do is react and not get taken down. My ideal, if he tries to bring me down, is to react, stance out, and come back in and use it to get inside, right? I don't want to hit the mat. My aim is to resist that. And we're not falling hard enough that we really need to break fall because we're connected to each other. It's going to be a natural. He's going to break me down, and I get to here. And now I'm going to try and get his legs, so that's where he has to sprawl. So that's the exercise we're going to do, is I'm going to be here, got my grips, I could get double collar, or I could be collar on sleeve. I'm just going to bring my legs out, bring him down, sprawl my legs back. See how I did that? Hips go to the mat. I'm pinning him down. From here, I could go for a choke, but for now, look, I just put my arm over him. Go back to set. Into our control position we're using on Tuesday. Questions? Okay, let's get it go. 3, 2, 1.
That's so
So everybody, this is actually a really good point. So everybody, just turn and have a look. Super quick. If this guy has good judo posture, so square up to the judo stuff, I'm not going to be able to snap him down, right? He's here, I can't snap him down, he's got good posture. That's why judo players have good posture. Stop you just breaking him down. So what am I going to do? I'm going to start playing with him to make him worry about the foot sweep. His butt's gone away, now I can snap him down. So that's how we're setting it up. We start off, boom, boom, get the grips I want. Okay, he's squared up to me. Okay, I don't have to do much. I just dick around with my foot. I don't even need to know what I'm doing. Honestly, I just tap his foot with my foot. He's going to take it away from me. I tap one foot, I tap the other foot, they're both away from me, now I can snap him down. Okay? So that's how we move into setting people up. This is like boxing. I do a little fade, you move your hands, you react.
Yeah. I like that. I like that.
Cool. So, have a little play. You should do like literally 2 minutes more. Just have a little play. Start off squared up. You know, the person's being thrown, do your judo pose. Nice and upright. The person just tap their feet a little. Just move them a little bit. Get them to come back and then snap them down. So you're practicing setting them up, okay? Sorry, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so awesome. We've just had some fun experience here. We played around with some ideas. We played around with like, how do I set someone up? It's all very good having a great technique, but if you can't set someone up for it, you never get to use it. Unless you're going against like a grappling dummy or a human dummy, right? And we're not trained to be able to be dumb people. We're trained to be able to be trained people eventually. So you've got to be able to use some art to set things up. And it's just that thing of like, for you, you might be really good at foot sweeps and really like foot sweeps, right? So guess what? When this guy puts his butt back and I start breaking him down like that, he's gonna posture. Now he's postured, I can start using my foot sweeps. So you can use the same concept in reverse. Like, I'm not saying you have to want to use that breakdown, but if you see judo guys, like proper judo guys, and I'm not gonna do this on you too hard, but they literally, you start standing up with a real judo guy, they just like that. That's how they start. You watch 2 judo guys going at it, they really run. You look at the hands of an experienced high-level judo guy, they've got like massive knuckles, horrible arthritis, but you say that if you need a pickle jar opened, find a judo guy. Okay? So, you know, that's a great takedown opportunity to be able to snap someone down. And it's good to practice playing around with these grip changes. And probably next week, I want to come on to looking at some other things where we can do some drag through stuff. Okay? So, if you guys want to kind of get in the headspace for that, Cron Gracie, Google any of his jiu-jitsu matches, his jiu-jitsu stuff. He uses this a lot, and he does a lot. I think just like literally throw himself down, pull the guy past, you go around and take it back. Okay, so we're going to have a look at some of what Cron does next Thursday. Take a look on YouTube, there's a ton of video. It'll get you in that headspace in advance of it.
The K-R-O-N?
K-R-O-N.
Is he a super short one?
No, he's Gracie's son. A lot of the video you're going to see of him, he's got this kind of like samurai little top knot thing going on. He's actually a real cool guy. He's fought a couple of times in the UFC. Looks pretty good, but ended up getting beaten over in, I think it was Tampa he fought. Got beaten in a real close fight, and that kind of ended his MMA career in the UFC. Unfortunately, because I think he actually has to make his move really good, but his jiu-jitsu's fantastic. I mean, Nick Grace is his dad. There's a lot of competition footage of him where you can just go and watch him making stuff work, and we'll have a look at some of the stuff that he does. I don't even know when he was good as him, but I'll do my best to interpret some of what he's doing. Okay, we're going to work on the ground. So if this gentleman is on the ground, side mount is cool, and I have some cool ways of finishing the fight from the side. But I really, in my ideal world, to totally dominate this guy, I'd love to get to mount, right? So that's a step that's great for me, is I want to go from side mount to mount. But anytime we go through a transition is when there's an opportunity for him to escape or reverse. So if I've got him in side mount, however my side mount is set up, and I've got him in control, if I'm pretty good, I should be able to hold him. But if he's pretty good, he should be able to make it pretty hard for me to submit. We could end up in a reasonably stalemate situation here, which is no good for me. You know, maybe I'm going on points, but who wants to do that? Maybe he's already up on points, right? And he's stalling out the win on the clock by just having a great position. He can't get called for stalling if he's on the block. In a jiu-jitsu match, it is on me to make something happen because I have the top position. Doesn't matter what he's doing, how he's holding me, how he's breaking me, he can't get called for stalling. I can. Right? So I need to be able to advance the match from here. And what I love to do is go to mount, but I want to do it in a controlled way. So what are my risks? As I'm going to mount, my risks are he traps my leg between his legs into a half guard or a full guard. He escapes completely from underneath me, or like he rolls and goes to circle, or he grips me and completely reverses me. So I'm going to be wary of this space here, like my leg going into this space here, but I've also really got to be careful of this arm. For him to escape, this arm is fundamental. If this arm is between us, it's very easy for him to use this as a brace and see his hips, make space, and then bring his legs into that space. Like, we've worked on doing that from the boxing, right? So you all know that that's a really good option. So this arm is my first fundamental concern. If I've passed and I've got to side mount and this arm is between us in any way, shape, or form, there's a significant risk of him being able to make some space and catch me, or reverse me. I don't want that. So my first thing I want to do is clear this arm. This arm is in between us. We're going to start from this position. He's done the right thing. I've just passed his guard. I've settled down, but he managed to get this elbow in between us and make a brace. Okay? So I'm just going to scoop under his elbow, and I am going to go to modified scarf hold. I'm going to lift this arm up and slide my knee up under his shoulder. I've now got this arm reasonably nicely under control. So that step was I just went, slid into base, like slid into home, put my knee under his shoulder. A lot of the passes I do, you see me go straight to this position, right? We're presuming that I didn't manage to do that. I started these arms in the way. So from here, now that I've got this arm cleared, I'm going to reverse my legs again. I bring my knee right up under his head. Okay? And I'm going to bring my arm over his head to the other side. So I'm pulling my elbow back to my knee, and I'm trapping his head and arm right here in space. Okay? From here, I can sit down. I'm now facing the other way. Right? My knee is blocking his hip. My hip is up under his armpit. My elbow is pulling in on his head. And this arm is waiting for help. Okay? So I'm in a pretty good position, but I'm not going to be able to stay here for long because he's going to wheel around and try to get out. So what I am going to do, my next concern is I'm going to mount him like a horse, right? But I don't want, if my leg goes over this space, I'm taking it through the danger zone. Don't want to do that. So I'm going to make damn sure I've got this arm trapped, and I'm going to make more space to swing my legs through. I'm going to slide once, twice. See, my knee was in his hip, my knee is now in his rib cage. I am still squeezing, my elbow is pulling back and my hip is pulling up. And Russ is not feeling comfortable down there. Okay? Now, I can set this leg over and I come over this space. I'm not coming over the legs, there's no danger zone. Unless he's got a crazy belly button, he's not going to be able to grab my legs. Right? So I'm going to block this hand, block this leg, I'm ready to block whichever if he tries to react. And I just swap over. Watch the way I do it. I scissor so that I'm coming past here. At no point do I go over his legs, and now I go down. So I reverse this position, so I'm in my, like, what is it, upward dog position, yoga pose. My back is arched, my hips are directly in his solar plexus, taking away his breath and will to live, and I've got my feet down here as nice hooks to control and stop him wiggling about and immediately doing like a big juke up or whatever to get out, whilst I settle and get into my control position. Whatever I want to go to next. I'm in my like Superman, right? And when I get here, I just think heavy thoughts. I breathe out, and I think heavy thoughts. I think of myself like a big wet blanket. All I'm trying to do is be relaxed. If I am tense, whatever part of Russ's body is the highest, he's going to bear all of my weight. His rib cage, it's going to feel uncomfortable for him, but his rib cage, or maybe an elbow, or like whatever he gets between us, is going to support my weight. And his belly, his solar plexus, he's going to be able to breathe and actually move, because I'm like a solid ball. If I relax and become that, like, you know those rugs they sell, like blankets that you put over you, they're supposed to be weighted and help you sleep? I want to be one of those. That's going to fill every gap here. As I relax and I breathe out, I feel it, I mold into wherever the space is. So when he breathes out, and his belly goes in and his diaphragm goes in, me relaxing, I fill that space. So when he goes to breathe back in again, that space is being filled by me. His breath is being restricted. I'm literally sapping his will to live and ability to live, because I am blocking his ability to breathe. You can tap people out just by lying on top of them and relaxing. Okay? Not all the time, not someone who's really experienced or whatever, but if you get someone tired and then you just get on top and just relax, you'll see the warmth happen. Okay? Let's go through these steps again. So I've passed, I've done a bit of a sloppy job of it, his elbow is in between. So the first thing I'm going to do, I've got this under. I'm not going to let him get up under my arm as I switch, but I'm going to scoop his elbow, lift it up, slide my knee into that space. I'm lying across his solar plexus here. Not comfortable for him, comfortable for me. Hey, how we doing? Right? From here, I reverse my hips. My knee comes right up under his head, and my elbow pulls backwards. I'm going to take this arm, and I'm going to go around this arm. This is going to allow, if he does crazy things, I can grab onto this arm and hurt him. I'm going to come back to this leg. I'm going to keep this leg straight as a barrier. Okay? And I'm going to drop this hip to the ground and slide my knee through. So now I'm here. Looking for what he does. This hand, I've got a free hand, right? I can mess around with his knee, I can do whatever I want. I'm going to go 1, 2. To really lift this up, I'm pulling back with my elbow, I'm squeezing between my hip and my elbow. The space in between that is his head and his arm. He is being arm triangled right now. He's not going to tap to it, but this is an arm triangle. I am then going to, when I've got the right moment, controlling where his hand's going, controlling if he's flapping his legs around. Like sometimes people fling their leg up, I can control the leg, and I'm just going to control, make sure I have space and go down. Get into this space, relax and think heavy thoughts. From here, it depends what happens, how he reacts, what I want to go for, what I want to attack. But that's the position I want to go into. That's my safe space where I'm just going to cook him for a little bit until he's ready. If you've got a guy that's big and strong and rough and ready to go, they're going to buck around and they're going to try and lift him up and they're going to try and jerk. That's why you're just being relaxed. They're going to try and trap your arms, so I'm here. I'm not going to be his head, I'm here. He's going to try and trap my arms. Just trap my arms. Okay, you're going to circle. Okay, circle. 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 The whole time, I'm just getting heavier and heavier and heavier and heavier. And he is getting worn out. And he's going to buck around and he's going to buck around. I'm going to control him. I'm going to control him. Eventually the fight's going to go out of him. Now that the fight's gone out of him, that's when I go for something. If I went for that choke immediately, he'd roll out. he would get out. Because he's still in defensive position mode. I've got to make him accept this guy's mounted and I'm not getting him off. So what will happen is he accepts that and he goes to, okay, now I'm going to see how he attacks me from the mount and see if that gives me a way out. Right? His first thought is, I'm not letting this guy get the mount points. I'm not letting him control this mount. I've got to break that on him. No, I'm mounted and there's not one fucking thing you can do about it. I'm staying here until I choose what I do. It's not up to you. Okay, so let's just see the steps quickly one more time. I'm here. I've got this arm, so I clear it up, slide my knee in. My knee's in here, I'm going to reach over his head, come back here. Hip here, use my stability here, drop this hip, slide my knee. 1, 2, control, go high, relax. Okay? There's a few steps to it, and each of those steps individually is important. Does anybody have any questions for those steps? Okay, let's have a play with it. 3, 2, 1.